Good morning, everybody. Danny Shea in his bathrobe on a Tuesday morning. The last day of January. Wow, dang it. Time flies. Last time I remember, I was 16 years old. Now look at me. All right, so no notes today, which could be really scary. But I wanted to take a look at, because it's the last day of January, let's just see what's going to be happening in February. So we're going to look at, well, number one, us. We're going to look at the Republicans. We're going to look at the Democrats. And of course, got the Halloween deck out because Mr. Pumpkinhead, I guess he decided to do some campaigning. Oh boy. All right. First off, before we get into it, I want to thank you all for joining. Thank you all for just supporting this channel. Those of you who have sent in donations, wow, I mean, I was blown away. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And wow, yeah, so I'll just leave it at that. Thank you. I did send you, if I could, if I had your email, I did send you a thank you. And if it didn't get to you, anyway, there it is. What else? Boy, that document stuff, it won't go away. I checked my filing cabinet. I only had a couple. You know, and so it was a big deal with Pumpkinhead. It was a big deal with Biden. It was a big deal with whoever else had these things, these classified documents. And now we find out, well, it depends on what the classification of the documents are. If you have a calendar that says your itinerary, well, that may be classified for a president or a vice president. So the National Archives and whoever is setting up the classification status of these documents clearly has some work to do. So let's just take a look at that in February. Is anything going to get done with these classifications, with these documents? What's going on with it? Is it putting U.S. in danger in any way with all these leaky documents? Now, with Mr. Pumpkinhead, that's a separate issue because, well, because it is. It just is. Am I recording? Yes. Because he fought it. He had way too many. And what I'm hearing is it goes back to 2016 and the Mueller investigation when he was first impeached and he was trying to hide that stuff. That's what I'm getting. So let's just, wah. So this is a little timeout card. Somebody, 4 cups, somebody giving, making an offer, but it's not being looked at. So how does that work with documents? What's going on with the documents? Let's pull some more cards on it because I'm not getting a clear answer on what this card has to do with. Is the U.S. government going to get a handle on how to manage classifications and these documents that are all over the place? 6 cards on it. Oh, yes, they will. Got the 10 of Pentacles. And when I look at this card, sorry, I'm bouncing up and down. It's early. This card is suggesting that, they're, to me, intuitively, that they're bringing all the documents together under one roof. The challenge of it is, are they all over the world already? This is also a completion card. And we have Mr. Biden at the base. And in the past, we have this, there's a choice that needs to be made. It's an emotional choice, and this woman is blindfolded. So it feels like, excuse me, it feels like this, that they weren't paying attention to it. I'm focusing more on the blindfold. They were just being, not to say blind people are stupid, but this card is giving me, they were just being stupid. They were just being blind to the fact that they were taking these documents. It's weird. Oh, and at the top of the reading is the High Priestess. So there's still going to be some of these documents left out there that, and it's the 4 of Swords. It's not that it's, they're going to need to fix this. I don't see them fixing it this month. I think about the government and where we are. If Congress were somewhat together on this, then I think maybe they could work on it and fix it. But because of the divisiveness of Congress, the 2 swords here, like, we're not going to give you this, we're not going to give you that. It's the 2 sides that are cutting each other up. We have Joe Biden really trying, his administration is going, let's do something positive, as he's out there these days touting the infrastructure bill. And I don't know what the Republican, I think the Republicans are still looking at Hunter Biden's laptop. By the way, it's in the file cabinet, guys. I got it. This card really scares me. So I'm going to pull some clarifiers on that card, because this 4 of Swords a lot of times is retreat, is not a healthy card. So 3 on this 4 of Swords. I mean, when you look at this card, it's such a non-action card. It's like, let's just meditate on this and see where all the documents could be, instead of going out looking for them. Sometimes, you can look too hard and you can't just find it. We were looking for a jar of something in our cupboard, and we had one that was unopened, and we had one that was opened. And we're going, okay, well, I know it's here. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Well, we couldn't find it. Both people looking, couldn't find it. So we opened up the new one after we got done using it, put it back in the cabinet. The next day, there is the open one right next to the unopened one. Well, now they're both opened. So you can look too hard and not see it. Maybe they're channeling their inner Okay. I don't know. Am I spending too much time on this? It's early. Well, thank you very much for this clarification. So, Four of Swords. This is a more meditative card, okay? But I said, it kind of scares me because it could be like a sickness card. Boom, Tower. This is not good that these documents are out there. They went into the wrong hands in the world. They did. And then for the clarification, I got the Four of Swords. Okay, so you see, that's not good. That's kind of like a you're done card. You're kind of not feeling well card, like a death card. But I wanted to get a little more clarification, because we have this High Priestess here and tapping into your higher knowledge and a little bit of secrets. And what did I get? I got the High Priestess again. So the only new card I got from this was the Tower. So these documents are going to keep rearing their ugly head. They're going to keep coming out. It's both sides, but so nobody's going to go, well, this side did this side did that. Everybody has done it. Lindsay Graham, I think he said, all you're going to find is Chick-fil-A sandwich wrappers on my house, on my floor. Can you imagine living like that? Number one, eating Chick-fil-A. I know some of you guys think it's great. I know. Not me. Me no like. All right. Since we looked at Lindsey Graham, let's just look at Lindsey Graham. Whoa. Okay. So the Joe Biden administration and the Fool card. Is he going on a little journey? Well, he is being really foolish. I mean, people I think are just seeing him for what he is. Lindsey Graham cards. My intuition just screamed, you already pulled two. Okay. Three more cards. Three more cards. Yes. Okay. Lindsey Graham, he got the Lover's card. Okay. It's not George Santos that he's in love with, just to let you know. Some of you were thinking that. It is the Emperor. Who is the Emperor, or who thinks he's the Emperor? And then the final card is a new beginning, which goes along with the Fool. This is the ending. This is the guy walking off the cliff. So either way, Lindsey Graham does not have a good month coming up, in my humble tarot opinion. All right, so let's just take a look at, I don't know how long I've been yakking. Let's take a look at the Democrats in February. What do we need to know about the Democrats in February? I'm hearing just 6 cards. What is the energy? What's going on? I don't know. It's a little dark. It's a little full moonish. Oh, we are having a full moon on, is it February 5th? But anyway, there's going to be some things that kind of creep up, but things are just kind of in the shadows right now. Star of Hope. Oh, I'm kind of liking this reading. I don't know where the hell it's going, but I'm liking it. Okay, let's just keep going. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh. All right. I'm going to drop this down and y'all can see what I'm looking at here. Okay, we don't need the Halloween deck shining in your face. Okay, here we go. So we have the Moon card, Major Arcana, being crossed, covered by the Star of Hope, another Major Arcana. In the past, we have the Wheel of Fortune, another Major Arcana. So 3 Major Arcanas out of the 6 cards. Pretty good. So as the Democrats are waiting on their counterpart to finish this howling at the moon, finish this craziness, they are coming up with something that is going to, this isn't the temperance card, but you see this woman, she is pouring, it looks like wine into the water and water onto the flower. So she's creating something that is a balance. It's a lot not like the craziness, but it's the calming energy. There is going to be some legal issues thrown out. Well, you know, you look at, I watched a little bit of Chuck Todd and Jim Jordan, and a little digression. Whoops, here we go. Yes, I stole that word from somebody. That Chuck Todd actually pushed back. I'm like, I'm so tired of looking at mealy mouth reporters. Yes, I did. I said mealy mouth. And they just let things go. Like when Matt Gaetz was interviewing George Santos. Where'd your money come from? Well, I'll tell you where it didn't come from. It didn't come from Burisma. Yeah, but where did it come from? It was so stupid. But Chuck Todd actually pushed back. Wasn't that interesting? Well, if you saw it, he didn't push back enough, but he did push back. I mean, they were like kind of going at it. And at first I was going, okay, Jim Jordan's kind of like reserved. I'm like, okay, maybe. And then he went off the rails. I'm like, okay, there's no maybe about it. I just had a little bit of the Star of Hope in me, but that's what ended up happening. Okay, back down to the reading. So the Democrats, there's going to be some legal issues. They have the Wheel of Fortune. As this wheel spins, they did have control. Now they don't have control. But this wheel spins, so they may get it again, which is what I thought when I pulled this. They may get their power back again. I've always seen it. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I've always seen it. At the top of the reading, the Democrats, they have a new plan, a new project with this Knave of Pentacles. This is kind of like the Hakeem Jeffries card. I'm not saying it is, but just the whole new Democratic Congress, Democratic House of Representatives, anyway. They're just starting out with a whole new slate of leaders. So I think that's where they are with this. And then this is them. The 10 of swords normally is these 10 swords being stabbed into the back, but these 10 swords are stabbed into the ground. Sorry, guy. And the guy's walking away. So he didn't get stabbed, but it feels like the Democrats are not taking the bait. So here's the craziness. It's being covered up by the calm. And then they walk away from the craziness, the pain. They're not falling into the Republican, whatever the Republican is trying to do. I don't know. You know, it's funny. My Republican hillbilly brother, you know, he's still bringing up Biden's laptop. Let me pull this up. And before, when a couple months before, I don't even know, but he was saying, why are they going back and just investigating all of this stuff on Trump? Why don't they just let it go? Why do they keep going backwards? Now they're going backwards. They're not moving us forward. So let's take a look at the Republicans. What is going on in the month for the Republicans? Look at the Republicans, 6 cards. Okay, that flew out. Oh, going back to the past, the 6 of Cups. Oh, it just flew out. Maybe because I was talking about them always looking into. I mean, it's just hypocrisy. It's like, can't y'all see that? so stupid. You know, all of Trump's family is just making tons of money. Even Trump making tons of money off of these people, and they don't see that it's just a big grift. Republicans. What's going on with you in the month of February? Ooh, they get their wish. How come I got a feeling that their wish, you know how, be careful what you wish for? That's what I heard here. Be careful what you wish for. 9 of Cups, being challenged by. Oops, sorry. Be careful what you wish for. At the base of the reading, yeah, the Hanged Man. Guys, it's like really glary today. So they're in suspension. They're just hanging around. They're just being, I don't know. In the past, there is a celebration coming together in the past. The top of the reading, they're going to get some information from some unexpected source. I wonder if it's going to be really bad. Queen of Pentacles shows up in the potential near future. So the Republicans, just keep going with this. Okay. All right. So this, see what I can get with this Queen of Pentacles. So internally, I got the 10 of Swords. This is kind of the same card that I had with, well, it is the same card that I had with Democrats. So they're creating just this 10 of Swords energy. And I think, and then I got the Chariot. So with the Democrats, them creating this Ten of Swords energy, this creating this heartbreak, I'm still seeing with them that some of the Republicans are going to be stepping away from the crazy, from the moon card. I think that there is going to be a show of strength. And then the final outcome, the two cards, are the burden that they're walking on, and then legal issues. What is this Queen of Pentacles about? What is this Queen of Pentacles about in the near future? I'm hearing Banca, that flew out. Of course it did. As a clarification, I got to stop saying that. As a clarification, I got the Ten of Wands that flew out of the deck. So it's all, does it go back to the infrastructure where Joe Biden is saying, look what we did, look what we're fixing. And then it goes back to Hunter Biden's laptop and the heartbreak that we're not doing anything. Let's see, Queen of Pentacles. What is this about? Or the debt ceiling. Okay. It could be the debt ceiling, because when I said that, I got lost. Five of Cups. This is crying over spilt milk. All you got to do is turn around. You got two cups behind you. Slow moving night. I'm seeing that this is going to be resolved, but they're pushing it. And then the Hierophant is going to take up, is going to step up and take up. So with this reading, this could be a lot about the debt ceiling. Let me drop this down and we'll go over this really, really quick. So if this is the debt ceiling, be careful what you wish for. We're going to shut down the government. We're going to, mess with this debt ceiling, which is stupid. We all know that you got to pay your bills. This money is already spent. It's a credit card. It's heartbreak what they're doing. They're just trying to cause divisiveness, suspension. They think that they're winning. This is also false, a false celebration. They're going to get news from an unexpected source about this financial thing. They're just going to go, oh, hell no, we can't do this, because some people are going to be leaving and not stick around for this Ten of Swords energy. They're moving on. We've got the Strength card. Hopefully we have the strength. Hopefully we're not lacking in the strength, but it's a burden. In this deck, the guy has the Ten of Wands neatly on his back. He can see the future. And you have the Queen of Swords. And maybe that's Yellen just going, maybe she's a Yellen. And then the clarification of this Queen of Wands is just the, is the government slow moving pentacle. So it's going to be drug out at the just long till the very end. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's look at, what did we look at? Democrats, Republicans. Is it Mr. Pumpkinhead time? I think it is. Hey, we didn't do us, did we? Okay, well, I'll do it at the very end. I should have done in the beginning. Mr. Pumpkinhead. So he hit the campaign trail. And he's talking windmills again. At least that's what I saw in Jimmy Kimmel. I don't know if it was a loop or if he's just loopy. I think he's loopy. And I read somewhere that there's an Adderall shortage. Maybe that's what's going on. All right. Mr. Pumpkinhead, what is your February like? Go just, it's been so nice really not thinking about him too much. He's just always showing up though. It's kind of yucky. But it feels like, he's just losing it more and more. I mean, I used to be able to kind of follow his conversations, and well, yeah, I'm not listening. So that's Mr. Pumpkinhead. Mr. Pumpkinhead, what is your February looking like? You want to share that with us? No, I don't. Okay. Mr. Pumpkinhead, what is your February like? And the reason that he doesn't want to share it with us is because he has no clue. It's like, I think he's chasing pinballs. Like, oh, I gotta go fix that. Oh, I gotta go do that. Oh. How does he still get attorneys? So Alvin Bragg is back with Stormy. And I think I remembered when I read on Alvin before Mr. B, that he was going to come back. I don't remember my reading. So, but if I had titles on my videos, I could go back and look, but I don't do that. I should, but I don't. All right, Mr. Pumpkinhead. Queen of Bats. Yikes. So this is the Queen of Swords. And if this were this deck, oh, he's going away. If it was this deck, that queen would have a severed head for entertainment purposes only. Bringing balance, temperance. Mr. Pumpkinhead, 2 of Imps. There's a little bit of fighting going on here. In the past, he thinks he's all happy. He's got all that. He's like, I'm just a happy little white pumpkin head. See, it's a skull. It's not a sugar skull. I don't know. Anyway, he thinks he's got everything behind him. He thinks he's good. Ooh, he's got the 9 of pumpkins up at the top. And in the, he's got lost 4 pumpkins. So he's got a lot of money. No, I take it back. Just the 9 of pumpkins and the 4 pumpkins. Let's just keep going with him. Star of Hope, 2 of pumpkins. He's balancing his finances. He's reviewing his finances, and he is worried. So internally, he's got the star, but this star is like scary. It looks like he's got a gargoyle over him. So balancing money, hanging on to money, reviewing money with the 7 of pumpkins, And then he's not sleeping well. Even when he sleeps, he's worried. So the only legal thing I saw was the very first card. I don't see him going away. I don't see him in jail. I don't think it's this month. But these two cards, Temperance and the Queen of Bats, we may get some balance and temperance from that Queen of Bats, that Queen of Swords. We can only hope. So when I was reading that, I got a thought of Ivanka. So let's just do a quick read on her, and then we'll do one for the collective. And thank you all for being with me here on this 31st of January. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm using the Pumpkinhead cards on her because she is a Pumpkinhead. Yeah. Judgment being crossed by 3 of Bats. This is not good. What's going on with her? The World card in the base. 7 of Ghosts. So the 7 of Ghosts is 7 of Cups. That was a little delusion, not clear. The top of the reading, Queen of Cups, Queen of Ghosts. Potential near future, it's the Devil. Devil, many times in my readings, is the addiction quality, is chained to something, is Mr. Pumpkinhead, as well as the Emperor is, this is the monster. You know, and it would be okay if the monster had his brain in his head, but no, the brain is in the jar. So Mr. Pumpkinhead. Have the Moon card in the external position. 7 of Imps. 7 of Wands. Hopes and fears, and then the final outcome for Ghosts. And these ghosts are cups. Someone's going to make an offer. She's not really looking at it. Slow moving Knight of Pumpkins. And because we're reading the pumpkin deck, is she giving up Mr. Pumpkinhead to somebody? Let's just drop this down so you can see the pumpkin spread. So we have the Judgment, Ivanka, the Judgment card being crossed by the heartbreak. So she's come, entertainment only. She is coming up with a plan that really hurts her, that it's really bad. This Queen of Ghosts, she had something in Mr. Pumpkinhead, on Mr. Pumpkinhead, and she let it out to this Judgment card. Cost her a lot of heartbreak. It's got to do, at the base of this, is this the documents, or is this her running away to another part of the world? She gave something up. for this judgment that has to do with the world events. So in the past, she was a little coy, a little delusion, a little, yeah, I'm not really going to tell you. And in the potential near future, it was her addiction. Look at the it's the three kids. So there's Eric, there's Donnie Jr., and there's Ivanka going, yeah, I think I don't like being in the middle of those three. So the emperor with no brain. I think that she is either it's the emperor that's going to start howling at the moon and being a little crazy. I think that's what it is. She's going to be defending herself with the Seven of Cups. And she's going to take this offer and move on. Oh, Ivanka. All right. So let's clear the energy. Let's get rid of it. And let's read on us. Let's do just a couple for us. Just, it's my little Tinkerbell energy. Get rid of it. Get rid of that negative juju of Mr. Pumpkinhead. Aren't we glad we're not him? I don't care if he does have a gold-plated toilet. That was a crappy comment. Huh? Okay, that was really crap. Us. The collective. 4 cards. You can take it as one for each week. You can take it for one for each. Just pick a card and say, this is what I'm going with for the month. You can just say, I'll just see what you're going to have to say about all 4. Wow. Okay. That one's not wanting to come out. Okie dokie pokies. All right. Number 1. What's it say? Wish upon a star. When we're wishing for things, make sure that it's heart-centered, right? Heart-centered. It's not up in the head. It's not like for justice. It's not for retribution. It's what's the best. Make the decision, make the wish based on your heart, not your head. It's okay. Oh, and in case you didn't get that message, healing the heart. So when we're all in judgment mode and retribution mode, we're not healing the heart, we're hurting it. Why would you say that, Danny? Because the 3rd card is broken open. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean bad. It just means it's open. So we may get some news that's going to break open a lot of things, and that's going to make us feel a lot of different ways. Maybe anger, maybe joy, maybe whatever. It goes back to it's healing the heart goes back to our intentions. What do we want? And the fourth card is Time Machine. This came out upside down. So when we expect things to happen at a certain time, that's not necessarily the correct way to heal a heart, to wish upon a star, and to be broken open. We want to be put back together again in a certain time, but time's irrelevant in the fourth. So let me drop this down. You all can see that. I want to thank you all for watching and being with me on this Tuesday. What is that? Oh, Halloween deck. So we have Wish Upon a Star, Healing Heart, Broken Open, Time Machine, and the Time Machine was upside down. All right, thank you all for watching. Peace and love.